hills and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance to spit in his eye. Well, they gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I dry my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober as a judge.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shortbangers. This is episode 64. I've got Colin and John with me. Colin, John, we'll just get straight into the questions since we have already done the pleasantries. That's it. Right, about 30 minutes on the clock, and hopefully we get a few more done this time. Right, Andy, first question for this episode says, after Donald Trump commentated, I struggled with that word there. I was going to say
I thought my Wi-Fi had
dropped
for a second.
I'm reading it and I thought, is that say commented? And then I was like, that's commentated. So after Donald Trump commentated on the boxing, what politician would you like to comment on a sporting event, and what sporting event would you have them comment on?
What did Donald Trump do? Actually commentate on a boxing fight, or did he comment on a boxing fight?
I think he was commentating on it. I don't know. I never.
Was this pre or post, or pre, during, or post presidential Trump? Do you know?
Post. I think this happened through the week. I gather.
No, never heard of it. David Cameron, get him to commentate on West Ham v Aston Villa. That was the teams he couldn't remember.
He got them mixed up. That's a good shout. It's that'd be quite just or
Burnley. Chuck Burnley into the mix and you'll fucking not have a clue.
He'd basically be marginally less confused than Chris Kamara. What were you, John?
Going to go for Dennis Skinner indoor bowls.
Is David Blunkett still alive?
I think so.
I assume so. I've not heard anything to the contrary.
I'll go for David Blunkett going on Kabaddi.
Because he'll be able to listen.
That's it.
Exactly.
You'll just have to listen out for the type.
Kabaddi. Is he?
He's not
David
reading that.
Blunkett commentating, or is he interpreting for the deaf at that point?
He could do.
Why would he interpret for the deaf? Because he's
Well,
blind.
the deaf folk can watch it, John.
You said they're the same.
It's that way the things made sense until you actually put it out on paper.
Aye. And Andy's got, and to follow up with him offering to fight Joe Biden, what two politicians or former would you like to see in a WWE steel cage match?
Rees-Mogg versus George Galloway.
I'll go for Rees-Mogg against John Prescott.
Oh, John Prescott.
Prescott is quite tasty, isn't it? Like you see, he's in the.
He's got a reputation for being a bit tasty for one
punch.
sucker punch.
But that was against the boy that looked like a kind of fat Joe Mango, wasn't it? Like he had the mullet and everything. And the shirt.
I was thinking Galloway because I think he might take a punch back as well, and that's not a bad thing. Like I can't see Rees-Mogg landing many, but
do you think you would notice if Rees-Mogg punched you? Do you think you would care about it? Do you think you would notice it?
You would think it was a soft breeze caressing your cheek.
I could be like, Kevin, you ever had a dream where you've got to punch somebody? There's no power behind it. You ever had that dream before? You just can't hit somebody hard enough.
No.
Yeah.
Is this some kind of joke you're going to tell us?
I've actually
no, it's a joke. Just says it's quite a common dream, I believe. Like
I've got a dream book behind me. I'd like to go and interpret what that means.
You've got a dream book behind you.
Aye. So I've got. I was going through a box of books that I'd pulled up the road with me for the flat that I lived in before, and I'd completely forgotten about this thing. But someone years ago, I think it was part of a birthday present, they got me a book. It's like a 1001 Dreams interpreted, all the different things that the elements your dream represents. So if you dream about spiders, or if you dream about your teeth falling out, one of them I think represents money, the other one represents like stress or things becoming out of control.
How many out of 1,000 are related to shagging? Because I would imagine that's the highest number.
I've got no idea because it's sat in a box for years, so I couldn't tell you.
What does that mean then? Do you think if it's sat in a box for years, do you think that suggests something?
Just to give a fuck about dreams.
I think it means that I didn't give a fuck about that particular book.
What about the politicians, John? Who are you having fighting?
Well, I maybe took a slightly different tack on this. I was thinking about Hell in a Cell in the WWE, and quite often the cell would be padlock closed, and I'm thinking about two politicians that I could padlock in there and then just leave forever.
I thought Hell in a Cell was a person at first. There was like, oh,
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. I've never heard of her.
Farage, he's easy contender to be in there.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if they count as a politician, but Michelle Mone in the House of Lords, I'd put her in there as well.
Aye, I agree with that. Aye, I don't like her either.
Lords aren't the politicians, are they?
No.
No.
Shit.
It's a shamble, a sham. Like they
do work in politics, though.
Yeah,
they're
do,
not elected, but they are in the House. They're in the House of Parliament.
Aye, so you
the
could
idea of Lords is nonsense, though, isn't it?
Andrew Lloyd Webber. Can we make it a triple threat? Stick him in and all, like coming, like flying into the UK on a private jet and voting against, was it Universal Credit or something he voted against? It was like the only time he'd ever voted. Can't remember the specifics of it, but he's a prick. And Cats was shite. And fuck him.
Cats is a little shite, eh? Like folk walking about in Cats costumes.
Have you seen the film?
No. But was there not something weird? Was it their arseholes were digitally edited out in the second cut?
I've never heard that. The film got absolutely slated, didn't it? I've never watched it. I'm not a big fan of musicals anyway. Like it's never. Have we talked about musicals before? I'm sure we have. Like I hate musicals. I just think they're fucking absurd. Like the idea that they folk just simultaneously start singing and dancing with all ken the words. But I would like to arrange it one time to do it. Just like one of these flash mob things, but no.
It's like the live show. Tickets still on sale, aren't they?
Well, they're still on live show, but you didn't want me singing. Right, let's move on anyway. Like, Fattest Pricker says, the English people call Silly Billies Cillian Williams.
Say that again, sorry.
Do English people call Silly Billies Cillian Williams? Cillians to get the rhyme still.
I don't think they do, but I can see where he's going with
it. And in England, are Sticky Willies called Adhesive Williams?
No, but they'll have some sort of stupid name.
No doubt. Right, Scott McKenzie with Beningame. Is that the boy's name? The boy who plays for Hearts? Beningame?
Number 6.
Oh, the boy
Number
that's bit nutmegged.
Yeah. With him winning this year's Ballon d'Or, who will come second? So obviously, Hearts have got him on that.
Van Diem sewed that up first day of the season, mind.
That's a good shout. Good shout. Okay.
It could be Lee McCulloch for the teeth, which I neglected to mention on Monday night. Remember, did you see him in the background? The white teeth. He said them done that, but I'm sure he had them done in like last year, and they've just not died down yet. So he's either been in for a refresh or like they're just like ridiculous.
Do you think he Tipexes them instead of brushing them?
Aye.
Aye.
Maybe he's got a can of Dulux at home.
Right, Andy says
mouthwashes.
Do you think you've ever seen the same seagull twice?
By the way, what a great question that is. Like for the amount of seagulls that we see Easter Road, there's every chance that we've seen the same one twice, but we'll never ever know.
Well,
how much attention do you pay to seagulls now that I come to think of it?
None. You would notice, so like, if there was one that had a wee, how would you, like if I had a limp or
a distinguishing feature.
Aye, kind of eye
like
missing or something like that, or
teardrop tattoo or something.
Aye, that kind of thing. Aye, a biker jacket.
1-1.
1-1. A pipe. I've never broke John.
Oh, 1-1 is
you wouldn't notice it. It's just going to the circles above you.
Aye. I think can we get gulls in the back garden and that sometimes, but apparently there's no such thing as a seagull. They're just gulls, and they get called seagulls, but that's not the proper name. So at what point do you just accept that they're called seagulls, if that's the case? Now, I'm presuming.
I always have, aye. I've never known them as anything else.
Aye.
Is there any other type of gull? Is there inland gulls? Is there highland gulls?
So when they're inland, they must just be gulls, eh? I'm going to say yes. I reckon the law of averages, you must have seen the same seagull twice.
Why is there no seagulls going out like with the yellow wax, jacket and hat on, just in case it gets a wee bit choppy out there?
A life jacket in case they get into trouble. Right. Neil says, why do Sky never put microphones in front of the home stands at Tynecastle so we can hear this brilliant atmosphere that they're always telling us about? I'll tell you why, it's because they didn't have to apologise for the sectarianism.
Yeah. There's no need to apologise for that anyway.
Well, no, this is true.
They just say bad language, don't they?
Aye. Do you think that apology is necessary? Like,
it frustrates me. Last year was terrible. Mine it was even worse because there was managers and that you could hear, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Even it's particularly in the evening games. I think after the watershed and that. Like, but if the Bairns are going to the football way, they're going to hear it.
Aye.
Why do we need to keep apologising for it?
It's not like the language that exists in a football arena doesn't exist in other walks of life. So you hear it. Like, I actually got a bit of a bugbear about it. So see when you hear a song that's got swear words in it that's edited out on the radio.
Yep.
What is the bleeping point? Just play it in its entirety, because if you can go out and you can buy it, you can buy the unedited version on CD or you can download it or whatever. Just play the bloody thing. Everyone knows what you're doing. Can you stop with this facade and just play it? Just do it. And same with the commentators. Anyone that's watching a game of football has heard that language. In fact, it doesn't even matter. It's not that you've heard it in the football. You've heard it in everyday life. So why are you apologising for it in the football?
I think it's the fact they've got no control over it. So I think if the commentator did it, if the commentator went, "Oh yeah, fucker, that was close," and then went, "Oops, sorry about that. I shouldn't have said that," you would go, "Fair enough." But
see, but you see, when you watch, like I've just finished watching Homeland, right? At the start on Netflix, it would come up with a title saying there are some scenes, bad language, sexual scenes, nudity, blah, blah, blah. Just do that for a football game then. There might be some bad language. You've warned everybody. Fucking get on with it.
Be done with it.
Might put the viewing figures up as well. I always think that that's a sign of a good programme, isn't it? See, the more warnings at the start you go, this is going to be good.
Homeland's got a few.
That's a fair point. Like, football is a contact sport, and over the summer we had the Euros, and you had the boy Ericsson have his heart attack at the pitch now. Like, people have collapsed and died.
Leg as well. Like, it's horrible.
Serious hamstring pull. There's some serious stuff going on the pitch. So why is there no that wee trigger warning?
That's right. There could be graphic scenes.
Aye, we put it on Recast. We put like a wee parental guidance thing. We mark the content as explicit on the podcast and everything. So why not just? We didn't apologise for it. So just do the same with the football. You're onto something there. Do you use it as a barometer for your TV programmes? If it's got a lot, Game of Thrones was good for it. Sopranos as well. Like that, loads of warnings.
I usually say it when it comes on. I say, "Oh, this must be a good one." If they go, there's bad language and sex scenes, like quality.
Aye.
You get yourself comfortable.
Kaiser Soze says, if you could remove someone's citizenship, who would it be and why?
Farage.
That's the only answer you can give to this virtually, isn't it?
Can I get a different one? And it's and it's pure for the irony, and it's nothing to do with anything else, right?
It's no me, is it?
Patel.
Oh, aye.
Because
she's trying to fucking take everybody else's off, despite being an immigrant herself.
Aye.
Oh, she has the child of immigrants.
Is that what it is? Aye, but still, she's got no empathy at all with them.
Absolutely.
So,
does she have the most ironic first name in history?
Aye.
Right. You going to say something?
Though.
Eh?
Aye.
Well, I disagree. Do you remember?
She's ugly on the inside.
Personality. Yeah.
Do you remember the Twits? You ever read the Twits when you were wee?
Yeah.
Right. So the Twits. I'm sure it's the Twits. rolled down right, so you get the face you deserve pretty much, is the way that it goes, is like the attractiveness. So somebody who isn't conventional. Take me, for example, right? Not conventionally attractive, but what a fucking amazing personality. So women just fling themselves that way, fucking left, right, and centre, right?
And he doesn't even, and men, and you didn't
and men. I didn't even realise it, right? But I could look like, I don't know, like Brad Pitt, but be a complete cunt, and then nobody would come near me. So
no, they would though, because you look like Brad Pitt. See, this is the thing. And then they find out, and then they go,
but that's because he's a nice
bastards. But they don't like bastards. They like good-looking folk.
He's a nice guy. That was like a bad example because he always comes across as quite a decent guy. So he's probably
Jennifer Aniston. I mean, you can't. No, he's not fucking.
Well, he's no saint, right? Aye. All right. Well, I think we've just dismissed that notion then. All right. Moving on. Right. Jim says, if you had to pick between a Hearts season ticket and you must attend every game, or losing your hands and feet, what would you do with all your socks, shoes, and gloves? I would donate them all to charity. Andy said, what's the worst thing you've ever fucked up? And would it compare to Halliday arse in the Scottish Cup final? That's a good question, because you must have fucked something up properly before that.
Yeah. Mind I rolled my car on the Wisp.
I remember you telling me about it. Well, what was the script there?
I was coming from Gilmerton back to my mum's down near the Jewel, and it was a really rainy night. Can't remember. I think it was midweek, Wednesday night. It would have been Wednesday night. Coming back over the Wisp, wet, going too fast. I would have guessed. I was about 19, maybe 18, 19. New car, pretty new. It was a couple of years old. Too fast for me. Went round the bend at the Wisp. A car came the other way with its main beam on, which I'm using as the main reason for when I hit the sheet of water on the road. I just totally aquaplaned about the fucking, and I went over the other side of the road. So I'm going from Gilmerton to Portobello basically, and I went into the field on the right hand side, on its side. Had to climb out the car because I was just hanging there with the seatbelt on, and that car was written off after that.
Have you ever been upside down in a car? Were you proper upside down, or were you on your side?
No, on its side. It was on its side, but I was there, like sitting on my side, and just still with hands on the wheel, thinking, oh, "Fuck, my dad's got to go fucking mental."
With my flatmate Adrian, we had a flat on Bernard Street, and we worked together at McDonald's. He'd bought a new car, but he bought it in Elgin. I think it was Elgin. So we were driving up in his car. Ironically, I have to mention a Suzuki Swift in the last episode. This was a Suzuki Swift that he had as well, I'm sure. And we were driving, he'd bought a Fiesta XR2. So we're going up in his old car. He's driving, his missus in the front, I'm in the back. We stopped at Aviemore, went, had a pint. We got some lunch. He never had a bike, so he was driving. It started snowing, right? Fucking pelting it down with snow. So we were only stopped for lunch for about an hour. By the time we'd come out, there was a load of snow on the roads. And he's got to take a corner, and the car's just no turned. So, you know, the wee bollards that you get the side of the black and white ones with the wee red strip and the white strip, right? There's one of them, and we're going towards it. And I was like, we're going to hit that, and then we're going to kind of impact, and that will stop us. The thing just folded like that. So the car kept going. The nose went into a ditch, the back end went right onto its roof, and then it wedged the ditch, right? But it's just as well it wedged because it was like a fucking cliff like this down. So if it rolled a bit more, so the reason I actually I was hanging upside down, and I remember having to take the seatbelt off and put my sort of my hand on top of my head so that I didn't scud it off the roof as I came loose. I had to climb out the window. The door wouldn't open, so I had to climb out the window of the car. Never had a mark on me, like no a bruise or a bump, nothing. And Adrian and Kirsten, his missus, they were fine. In fact, I had a mini disc. I think we talked about mini disc player before on the podcast. That had fallen,
technology.
And I was like, oh fuck, my mini disc player's in there. And Adrian went in to get it, and he cut his hand on the glass that was broken. Ricky might never made me get it myself, right? But anyway, he went and did it, and that was the only injury incurred from for the car crash. But that was being upside down in a car. It wasn't a nice experience. I wouldn't recommend it. But that was the me that fucked that up.
Nice. Well, I did though. So and it was completely. I blamed the dazzle driver, but I was definitely going too fast in that. But it was the other side of the road, and it was when I thought about it after. I thought, fuck's sake, if somebody had been coming the other way, I was straight head on.
Aye.
But I just hit the pavement and bounced down a bit and then spun on the side. But they went up in the morning to move it. They just flipped it back on its four wheels. And the two punctures at the front, they were fucked, the tyres. But the engine just started again. They just drove it out the field with the punctures.
Funny, yeah.
Stuck it on the lorry, took it along to, it was a little place along Craigmillar. And it got written off. And they're like, you want to buy it back off the insurance company? Because it's can easy fix this. But I was like, nah. It's only had it about a month.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Rover, I think. Like white Rover. It was a white, and it was quite a bit. It was my second car. Like 19-year-old. I bought off my dad's mate who got it cheap because it was a company car. Kind of like he had the company car and he got the right to buy it or something. So I just bought it for the price they were punting at it. So I got it cheap, but it was too fast and too good for daft 19-year-old. At least I was sober. I hadn't had it. I wouldn't never ever touched. I've never drunk drive. Like no, I'm not of that generation. But fucking hell, it was a bit. It's still every time we go in that corner now. It's like fucking hell. That's that field. That's your field your dad drove into when he was fucking daft.
What were you, John? What have you fucked up?
I've definitely made fuck ups, but I can't think of anything in particular. The one thing that really sticks to mind that it was almost a fuck up, but I managed to recover when I was younger. And I mean, I don't know why my dad ever sent me out with this much money, but he sent me away to go and pay the babysitter. And it was maybe only like a 5-10 minute walk or something. And you know that way sometimes that you've had like rubbish in your pocket and you've thrown it away, and then you realise later on, I was like, oh fuck, I've thrown away a £5 with that. So this, I want to say this was like 80 quid or something. And my dad, like, I can't have been any more than 10-year-old. And my dad sent me up the road to go and pay the babysitter 80 quid or something. And I've done that, like I've thought that there was rubbish or something in my pocket. And then as I've got to the person's door, the babysitter's door, I went in my pockets looking for money and it's not there. And I'm like, oh, you fucker. Like, you just have that massive oh no moment. And I thought, he's going to kick my fucking head in. Like, I retraced my steps, like, to the fucking inch. And I luckily, like, I managed to find the money. It was just sitting, like, next to a wee bush underneath a...
I must have been one of them
underneath a streetlight.
And a porno mag probably if it was under a bush in the days. But you were... It's one of them when you go through all your pockets and you keep thinking, it's there, and you're searching frantically. And even if it is there, you can't find it because you're panicking that much about it.
You go through the same pocket 8 times, can't find it.
80 quid's a fucking expensive babysitting in the 80s, whatever it was we're talking here.
I don't know whether it was like an accumulation of money or if it was like a couple of weeks.
Going out a fucking awful lot. Your parents like, you're away out again. Look after that weekend. I don't if I can want it there. I'll give you 80 quid.
You can have that then. Just this once. Any time I try to do DIY, there's like a list of stuff that is just gone. Even basic fucking stuff. Like I've been building a unit for IKEA, which was like a bookshelf with like a cabinet underneath it. Right, dead straightforward. Get it built, and when finished, look at the top of it, and the very top panel's back to front, so the smooth finish is facing the back. Right? Things like that, like just would be relentless. I was fucking hopeless at it. Even moving a bed up the stairs last week, fucking broke the bed on the way up, taking it up the stairs. I'm terrible with it. So that's it. Nothing really, really significant, but anything that I've tried to do in the house, I've ruined.
Aye, DIY, better just paying somebody else to do it. Saves you the time.
100%. Right, Aldo says, film remakes or reboots, yes or no? Are you a fan of the reboots?
No.
I've rarely ever seen the originals, so no.
I can't think of any that have been any really good examples where I've watched it and got, I'm glad they've done that.
What I'm thinking of there is, I suppose it's a TV programme made into a film, but mine did in the A-Team. I loved A-Team when I was young. And I made a film and I started watching, I thought, this is shite.
I watched the end of that the other night and it was shite.
I never got to the end. This is shit. But I know it's not a film remake, but you know what I mean? When they make TV programmes into films.
They dropped a tank out of a plane, didn't they? In that film.
I've got to admit, I quite like the A-Team film. I like the TV series, but I can understand why folk like yourselves might not enjoy it because it was of an era. and trying to bring that into like modern filmmaking or whatever, it doesn't always make the leap, if you like.
No. I think the last thing that like Trainspotting 2 count as a reboot. It wasn't really a reboot; it was a sequel, wasn't it? But
it was made on the second book, wasn't it? Yeah.
So, hey, Kim. I'm going to say no. The Ghostbusters one was crap, wasn't it? Like, that
wasn't really like it was a reboot of the franchise, if you like, but it wasn't a reboot of.
It's not a remake. It's not like they're redoing. Did they not redo like Total Recall or something?
Yes.
Did they not redo that?
They did. I think I watched it.
Put like a Predator or something. They made it like they put numbers after it, Predator 2030 or something.
Well, they did it with Blade Runner.
And
then I like Blade Runner, but I never watched the new one. Okay, I might have to watch it. It didn't look as good. I can't think of what I would want to see rebooted either. It's not the same. Like the originals are good.
If the film, how do I put this? If the original is sought after enough that someone wants to make a reboot, just leave it alone.
Aye. Agreed. So
if there was a story
done,
if there was a story done poorly and you want another opportunity to get it right, I think I'm all right with that. But leave the classics where they are.
Imagine if they tried to remake The Godfather or something like that.
Oh, I'd go riot.
They could try. Meet Alan McCoy's film. You ever seen that?
Short Glory.
Short Glory. You ever seen that? You could remake that because it was shit.
Well, there's a thing you could do like a whole thing, come out like a film that had a good idea, but it was bollocks the way that they made it.
Aye.
You should be allowed to do it to those ones and say, right, you fucked that up, we'll go do it properly.
Aye.
We should do a Shortbangers movie. But on that basis, pick a film that should have been good that was shite, and then we'll go to the lottery, get some funding or something like that, and we'll make it good.
That sounds easy. Aye,
let's do it. Aldo says, when you walk the dog on your own, do you talk to them like a conversation or festival type stuff? He says, my dogs know more of my secrets than any person, so if they were to just start talking, I'd be fucked.
Facial, mind that.
Aye.
I do talk to her, but no other than like good girl or fucking no, usually.
Aye.
Is about as far as the conversation goes.
I've been trying to give my dog pep talks recently because I feel like he's been left out with being a newborn around. So I've been saying to him, like, I still love you. You're still my number one four-legged pal. I think he's responding to it as well.
I talked to the dog, but nothing serious. I've not had a heart-to-heart with him yet.
Just fucking stop biting me. That was what he's been saying to him recently.
He's been good. He was. I'll tell you, he's like the other day. Like I'd come home and he spent 4 hours or 5 hours pretty much attacking me, like aggressively as well. Not just like a wee kind of playful bite, but when they're sitting barking at you and then fucking lunging. I was like, holy fuck! And then the next morning, another few hours, and then the other morning, I decided I'm going to sit down with a big bag of treats. And when he starts going about to be a wee shite, I'm going to get to sit, give him the wee treat, and then give him a wee pet and give him a wee treat, and then build that trust with him. And I've done that, and he's been brand new with me since then. It's hardly.
Is he?
Aye. He's going to start a couple because he gets excited and he sees my mouth going like kind of they go wide open, and the eyes sort of kind of get changed shape and that. And then I've gone, can sit or good boy, and then he's just changed his mind and he's gone all right, and then been fine.
Have you ever growled or barked at your dog?
Oh aye. I've growled back at him when he was doing it.
I find sometimes as well, like with Murphy, I'll just, like, if he's giving me the eyes, like if he's not happy about something, like if I've maybe told him off or said no or whatever, I'll just look him dead in the eye and just keep staring at him, like, and I'll never blink until he looks away. Just try to keep that dominance there. Like,
aye,
I'm the number one dog in the house.
They'd like to try to stare you, eh?
Aye.
He bark, say, like if I'm staring at him, especially like for another room, you're looking, he goes crouch down and barks, and you're like, fuck off. Anyway, he's a nice dog. Right, and Aldo's last question is his last, not the last question tonight, but Aldo's last one. Last week I gave you the best dinner party, so it's time for the worst. the one where there's a guaranteed scrap, as per last time. One footballer, one actor or actress, one singer, and one wild card. So for your worst, it'd all be Jambos. Like I would go. Oh,
couldn't they all be Jambos? Because they'd all just talk about how big they
fight with each other.
No, I'd fight. I'd end up fighting with them.
Oh, right, okay, aye.
So the footballer Scatchel, that'd be the worst one, wouldn't it? An actor, an actress. Who's
It's Lawrence Fox for that one. Got to be.
Is this for folk that we want to go scrapping with, or just folk that would fight amongst themselves?
Just when you wouldn't want to have a dinner party with
people you wouldn't want to spend any time with.
The singer, who was it that was saying about the? Is it Nicki Minaj?
Nicki Minaj.
Oh, yeah.
Aye.
My cousin's got swollen balls.
Swollen balls. That's the timing up for the episode, right?
I'm going to take the footballer down a different path, and it's Sam Allardyce, because he's eating. He's noisy eating, and I fucking hate noisy eaters. You see him with that chewing gum. I've mentioned it before. I think I've mentioned it before in here. I hate noisy eating. I can they say it's my illness. It's called. It's got a name. Fucking no.
Is it cystophonia?
Can't eat.
It's called.
It's something like that. Aye. I thought it was. Starts with a name.
Misophonia.
Aye. Something. It's
but I fucking hate it. I hate noise eaters. It's just like you've not been trained properly as a kid. How can you know eat with your mouth shut? It's not my fucking illness.
I mean, you texted me about a woman on the plane with a bag of crisps.
Aeroplanes bag. It was a guy. I've had it once or twice. But I've sat in hotels and really work going.
Aye.
It's cunt next to me. Mate, can you not hear yourself? Like, just eat it. Just what you fucking do.
Aye.
I hate it. So Allardyce. I would definitely be fucking launching myself over that table at him, based on how he eats his chewing gum.
John, you're taking
notes.
I'm just trying to remember the criteria. Actor, actress, musician, footballer. What was the last one?
Wild card.
A wild card, so we can have anybody for...
Piers Morgan,
Aye.
He'd just storm off. Like, as soon as anything got a wee bit heated, he'd just go, fuck this, I'm done.
Do you know, I think, see if you were having a conversation with Piers Morgan, if you're in a situation where maybe like a formal dinner, I would make it my fucking mission to get him to flounce off. I would fucking do everything I possibly could to noise him up.
See, he signed up with the Sun, the News UK, which is the Sun. The day he's got back to writing news articles, but also doing a TV show, a worldwide TV show on Australian, American, I assume over here TV. Just read it came in the day, he signed up, but obviously still fucking getting paid millions of pounds for Good Morning Britain till the end of the year. So it'll be next year he's starting this new working for back to the phone hacking gang.
That's it.
How did he
make sure you got a good password on your answer phone?
Aye, that's what I was going to say. How did he go
he's
from
working
being
for that Rebecca
the former editor of the Mirror to media darling?
Murdoch just promotes you because that's what he's done with the that was married to Grant Mitchell with the ginger curly hair. She's not even the editor of the Sun anymore. She's the boss of the Sun and the Times and Sky News. Like, she's fucking chief executive after I get dragged through the court and mind the punted the boy, the Tory guy, that used to be the showbiz editor for the Sun or whatever. The guy, I can't remember his fucking name, Andy something. And he got done. He took the flak.
Did begin with a B? Andy B's. I can't know who you mean. I can't mind his name.
Andy Burnham.
No, he's the mayor of Manchester. Andy Burnham's a Labour guy.
Yeah.
Andy, son.
Jail.
Showbiz jail. And it is. Oh, did they come up?
Oh, that's disappointing.
What's his name? And was he Cameron or somebody's advisor?
I can't mind his name.
Or something. Andy Coulson.
There you go.
He just came up on Google.
With a B.
I was
Coulson with a B.
Later, Andy Coulson. I can't remember I was talking about him. He was up part. He took the flak, and she was fucking promoted with
it. All right, that was the last question, wasn't it? So that's the end of this episode. Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon with another one.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.